Once you feel like your purpose as a nurse no longer fits, and this is what I call the career pivot. I think that's also scary to say career pivot, but why are more nurses doing it after 30? And it applies to you even if you're 30 or 42 or 56 or retired and still wondering, what else could I do with everything that I know? How can I expand and use my knowledge? So I want to lean into this because we have a lot more nurses making this career pivot, and it's less and less intimidating than we think. Nowadays, I don't think most nurses pivot because they hate nursing. We pivot because we've outgrown that version of ourselves that chose it. I think that's the reality. When you have that feeling and that notion, that kind of gut check reality, it's not because you hate being a nurse. It's because you've outgrown that version of you that desired that role. And that was my wake up moment. I wasn't quitting my calling. I was just choosing to grow in a different way. And I think that's how we have to visualize it, right? You're not broken. It's not that you're quitting anything. You're just evolving. And legal nurse consulting is a path that let me honor my experience, my expertise, and finally allowed me to choose my future. Think of it as an opportunity to evolve in something that suits the grown, more mature, stoic, experienced version of you. I used to scroll job boards, right? What could I do with all my experience and my knowledge? Like every role, right? More shifts, more burnout. That's how we feel. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, after I had my first son, everything totally changed for me. I'd say that happens after 30. Your priorities shift. Your energy changes. You have no tolerance for BS anymore, right? That's non-existent. I think that's why so many nurses are turning to legal nurse consulting. Burnout hits differently after 30, right? This is when you start asking yourself, am I really in for a lifetime of hustle? What is the hustle costing me? You're done chasing the shifts. You're done chasing after the dollar, and now feel like you're chasing alignment, flexibility, and freedom, right? You've built a life. Now you want your career to match that new life and that lifestyle, right? We've grown out of our 20s. You've earned your expertise at this point. LNCs let you get paid for what you know and not how many hours you're working. And retirement planning, I think, hits home a little differently too, right? When we first started our nursing careers, we're like, yeah, we'll just throw some money at it. That's years away. But when you're in your 30s and 40s and 50s, retirement planning, it's on the brink, right? You can't ignore it anymore. You can't just say, okay, when I get there, because you're there. And so it's the perfect bridge for nurses in their 50s and 60s who are exiting the bedside, planning for retirement, because you get to maintain purpose without a loss of income. So I don't want you to feel like you're late. I think you've just finally found alignment with this new version of you that's evolving. The average attorney has no idea what to do with medical records. We know this, right? So your nursing brain, that's the elite level consulting that they just haven't been shown yet. You haven't been shown how to use it yet. You don't, again, need to start over. This is why nurses are pivoting, because it's not a start over. It's repositioning. This is part of the PPE marketing strategy I talk about. It's position, which is the first P. Position, power, educate. It's repositioning. That's what LNCs do. And that's what lets you as a nurse pivot into legal nurse consulting. You don't need to have business skills. You don't even need to know how to run a business to step into this field and really lose some of that hustle. The maturity, the emotional intelligence, the judgment, the couth, all that makes you a better consultant. Attorneys want young for certain types of cases, and they want seasoned for certain types of cases. This is really your opportunity at its finest. So use your age as an advantage, not a disadvantage. Use it as your advantage, and use that as a positioning point to showcase how many years of experience you have with medical records. There's no physical demand, and the case base starts at $1,500 as a base retainer for 10 hours of work. So you are highly respected for your clinical judgment in this field. You don't need to start over again. You just need to reposition. Nurses truly, even at 63 and 67, who are landing clients within weeks of opening up their business, who are truly replacing their salary, working 10 hours a week or less. And think about this, at retirement age, working 10 hours a week or less. I had a nurse, she said, you guys, this is the best retirement ever because I have my passion, I have my purpose, and I'm still making income. She didn't want to quit nursing. She just wanted to quit the hustle, quit the struggle, quit the physical demand, right? That's really what she wanted to leave. And she got to do all that in legal nurse consulting. There are no more night shifts. There's no more begging for PTO, right? This is just you repositioning yourself with clarity and confidence. The world is changing. It's only growing. Because LNC is no longer like a maybe career path. It's a must-know option for any nurse who wants autonomy, purpose, and truly better pay. You owe it to yourself to learn what's possible. If you went to be a bartender, you'd still have your nursing experience. So let's be real, you're not losing anything. You just have to be willing to give yourself permission to say, I'm willing to do something differently than I've been taught before, and I'm willing to leverage my skills differently. I can still create the income. I'm still valuable. My experience and knowledge only gets better with age. It's like fine wine, guys. Your experience and knowledge and all the years that you have, the older you are, the more valuable you can be. Like I said, attorneys love young nurses for certain reasons and older nurses and experienced nurses for other reasons. You can do this with as little as 3 years of nursing experience. And if you love the idea of really not ever quitting nursing, I encourage you to shift your perspective of retirement. Find something that suits the person you've evolved into. Don't neglect the version you are now for fear. Trust the process and know that it will happen. And all this to say that you can do this alongside your day job. So when do you want to choose you and I really just want to empower you to challenge your current belief system. When you're saying, when you're saying, but what? But what? If you're afraid that now's not the right time, I challenge you to write on a piece of paper when the right time is. And if you can't figure that out, then that's the truth. No time is the right time. Life is just passing you by as you continue to wait. Stop waiting. You can pivot your career at any age into legal nurse consulting because you lose nothing except the hustle. That you're relinquishing by intention, right? That you're letting go of willfully. You just have to be willing to give yourself permission to start. Number one, start. Number two, stay consistent. Don't give up on yourself. Don't quit. The biggest two pieces of advice I can give you. How long are you going to sit in the suck? I know you can survive it. I know where you are, make ends meet. But how much life are you going to leave on the table? Because the longer you wait, right? Hindsight's always 20/20. I'm the same way. If I knew I could have had this life, I probably would have quit nursing sooner. I wouldn't have stuck it out full time for as long as I did. You have to just write it down. Write down your fears and what you think is stopping you, and then write down without the fear. What does life look like? So here's how I do it. I'm afraid I'm going to fail. Then the next line is on the other side, but if I succeed, what do I get? This is what I get. I'm afraid of spending this money, but if I spend this money, this is what I get. Because your brain just wants to keep you where you've been living in survival. You're here because you don't want to continue to live in survival. You can and you will survive it. You always will. That's how we're people. We're humans. We're a species built for survival. You guys hear me say that. It's like a chant now. You're built for survival. You will always find a way, but is it a way that you choose? Is it a path you desire? Is it something if you want to live for your family? This is something I had to realize too, guys. I thought I was being selfish. I thought, oh my God, if I quit my day job, I'm leaving that safety net. I'm being selfish. Like my husband works so hard. I need to give a life to my kids. Quitting is exactly what gave me the ability to honor that life that my husband and my children desired. And for myself, I was afraid that I would be a bad mom if I quit my day job. I became a better mom when I quit my day job. I became a better wife when I quit my day job. So I really do challenge you. If you're sitting there saying, yeah, but, or I can't because of X, I want you to write down, if it's, I don't have the money, whatever excuse it is, write down, I don't have the money, but if I spend the money, this is what I get. Put it in black and white, write it down. Don't type it on your phone, write it down physically so you can pick that piece of paper up every day after that and see the same thing. You can look at the same result because when you write it down, it won't change. Pen to paper. That constant gives you so much awareness and insight into what's holding you back. More and more nurses are pivoting right now. And now I truly believe, I told you guys this in the beginning, the legal nurse world is shifting. We're going to be able to do things faster, better. You need to be on the brink of that. I'm already doing it. I use AI for everything. Supportive, not in replace of, to support. But can you imagine now being able to learn how to do business better? And teach attorneys and leverage your AI experience and talent so attorneys have a desire for you? There's a way to position yourself even doing that. This is the year to do it. Truly, I believe that. If I put 2 hours a week into my business, this is what will happen in 2 years. This is what will happen in a year, right? This is what will happen when I hit this dollar amount. Give yourself perspective on what is actually possible. Stop denying yourself that. You wouldn't do that to your kids. You wouldn't squash their dream, would you? When my son says, Mommy, I want to be a police officer, my other son says, I want to be an astronaut. I'm not going to look at my son and say, yeah, but, and create a bunch of excuses for them, am I? So then why do you do it to yourself? Why do you do it to yourself? Just remember, you're not starting over. It's just repositioning, and it's already using all the talents and skills that you already have. So give yourself an opportunity. Trust yourself. Trust your decision. Know that you've got this and you have this opportunity.
Want full access to expert-led trainings, networking opportunities, and resources you won't find anywhere else? The NLNCN is the only national network built for nurses by nurses. Join today and get up to 2 months free. Click the link below to start exploring.